Now, the issue of insecurity in Nigeria has become something of grave concern to all well-meaning citizens, most of who continue to wonder how the country arrived at such a dastardly situation where no one is safe. In recent times, herders have become another source of insecurity in Nigeria. Many innocent farmers have been killed on the farms they have lived in their entire lives by herders, many of who now bear sophisticated weapons. Religious extremism is also a strong factor militating against peace in the enclave of insecurity that Nigeria has suddenly become. For more than 10 years, the northeastern, northwestern, and indeed most parts of the north have been ravaged by religious extremists now known as Boko Haram. Security analyst Bala Abdullahi joins me on the news for more on this. Thank you so much, Bala, for joining us on the news at this time.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Now, Bala, it's been from one attack to the other, and the major role of the government is to protect the lives and properties of citizens. So the question is, why are they finding it difficult to carry out this role as the government become overwhelmed by insecurity?
Well, actually, it's because of two major issues. The one is internal forces, and the other one is external forces. The internal forces is the conglomeration of various people from all walks of life, such that if you talk about religion, is being monetized and commercialized. If you talked about public service reform, public service sector, is such that also monetized. If you talked about every sector you can think of is being imprinted in one way or the other. Then the other external forces has to do with the missionaries, which there is no way they can, they will allow situation like the composition of Nigeria to be in a peaceful coexistence among themselves. But rather what we are saying and what we are trying to see, if the government is really up to expectation, is such that should give president and other public officials should give their life for other people to survive. That one will also help in a long way alongside with a lot of issues bordering around communal clashes, religious intolerance, religious bigotry, and issue of corruption, issue of insincerity, and lack of focus by the politicians, and lots of more. If there is such a focus and direction, if there is such feelings of patriotism, certainly some of these issues could be mitigated. And naturally, a country like Nigeria, and with the composition of its kind, if all hands should be put in place for one reason or the other, it will certainly address the compounding security situation in Nigeria.
All right, Bala, talking about the internal factors, because you mentioned two factors, internal and external. The president is the chief executive officer of the state, and he expressed disappointment. If you look back at the attack at the Kuje Custodial Center, and he said he was disappointed at the security agencies and their lack of intelligence. Now, do you think this would make any difference, or would there be improvement in the state of security in the country with the president's statement?
Well, actually, very unfortunate in the situation of that attack. You see, what happened usually was that there were security reports before even the attack. So it is the lack of commitment from the authority concerned to see to it to address the issue based on that security report given to them. Security reports have been given to them before the attacks, and there is no way, believe you me, if you go to Kuje prison, you find a lot of shrubs, a lot of trees that covers a lot of areas that need to be as free as possible, so that from long distance one can be seen, and can be whatever one is coming with can also be gunned down. So, and naturally the bandits have gotten, or whosoever attacked the Boko Haram and ISWAP have gotten enough information, and this information must be from the internal officers that are responsible for day-to-day running of the prison, and other external forces that usually supply them with such information. How comes, first of all, do they know that there were members of their groups jailed in that prison? That is one which is very key. And a composition of that prison, to the extent that they don't even have surveillance camera. 24-hour surveillance is a pity, to believe you me.
Okay, and, Bala, we see some lapses from security agencies, especially when talking about this Kuje Custodial Center. Now, let's go to other factors. Let's look at the issue of religious extremism. And we can say that this is beaten hard into the fabric of the country's security system and even political system. How can this be tackled, religious extremism?
It's not the issue of religious extremism. It's the issue of commercialization and monetization of the religion. When you commercialize your faith, when you commercialize you are willing, so to say, that you are adherent to a particular religion, and you commercialize it in such a way that whatever you can do and without you can do and undo. Believe you me, the issue of religious extremism is not even arise, but the commercialization of the religion is what matters. Because anybody can be that. We have economic extremism, we have political extremism, we have social extremism. But once you commercialize faith, so long as you commercialize faith, believe you me, everything have gotten out of hand. And that is what is happening now.
All right, so from Boko Haram, we had bandits attack. We also have the farmers' herders conflict. Now, regarding this, much has been said to bring an end to this unrest, but to no avail. Why is it so difficult to curtail the farmers' herders clashes?
Before then, let me just tell you, Boko Haram, ISWAF, farmers' herders, it's just a nomenclature that it keeps on changing, but they are all the same. In one way or the other, they are intertwined. And again, why the issue is very difficult to address is for three reasons. One, we have the complete entrepreneurs, which are also part of the machineries, political party office holders, religious organizations, and other category of people, bourgeoisie class, and the rest. Then we also have the interest of the international community. That is where also machineries comes in. We also have the miscellaneous, and this miscellaneous comprises of smaller armed robbers, pickpocketers, and the rest of them. So whatever attacks usually carried out, it will be saddled with the responsibility of saying, this is Boko Haram, this is bandit, this is ISWAP, this is that. But if you can cycle this triangle into three perspectives, it will certainly, there is no way this issue of banditry or Boko Haram or ISWAP will end in Nigeria, because almost all the category of people you can think of in Nigeria are in this first category, complete entrepreneurs. They only survive when there is crisis. When the crisis ends, that is the end of their lives. Second one, that is the interest of the international communities. We are bordering France.
Bala, from all what you're saying, it means a whole lot of willpower from the government, talking about international organizations interfering, and of course, the determination of the government to forestall the issue of insecurity in the country. We can go on, Bala, but unfortunately, we have to stop here. Thank you so much, Bala Abdullahi, for shedding so much light on how to deal with insecurity in Nigeria. Thank you.
You're welcome.